Hello ladies and gentlemen and future billionaires. In this video, I'll go over all there is to know about cryptocurrency and blockchain, as well as how you can get involved in this ever-growing 21st century ecosystem. But first, tell me, have you ever been with your friends and heard them talking about Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, NFTs, metaverse, and all other fancy web-related terms, and thought to yourself, well, I got you covered. After watching this video until the end, you will finally be a member of the Digital Currency Club and become a crypto nerd. So without any further ado, let's get this party started. I'm going to be explaining to you many things in this video while keeping it as short as possible. However, none of it is financial advice because that would be lame. I'd rather give you the necessary knowledge and hacks to assist you find your own way out of being a wage slave. Alright, let's start now with what is cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are similar to traditional currencies, with the exception that they are totally digital. Each cryptocurrency coin is essentially just a collection of numbers and letters. This might sound complicated, but it's actually not that dissimilar to what we see with currencies today. Almost every physical money bill on the planet has a unique serial number. This serial number corresponds to information such as when the bill was printed, where it was printed, and so on. In theory, a central bank keeps a record of all money bills that have ever been printed and where they are, and shares this information with smaller banks. If you have a debit card or a credit card, you will know that you have an account number on there, as well as a password or a PIN number that you use to access the money in that account. Your bank branch knows your account number and your personal information because you had to provide them in order for you to open an account in the first place. This information is also shared with the central bank and the government. Now let's say you have a $20 bill with the serial number ABC and your bank account number is 123. When you deposit that bill into your bank account, your bank branch, the central bank, and the government will see and confirm that the $20 bill ABC has been moved into the account number 123. This is almost exactly how cryptocurrencies work. Each individual cryptocurrency coin is like the serial number you see on a physical bill, only without the physical bill. Nearly all cryptocurrencies can be broken down into smaller chunks. In the case of Bitcoin, each unit is divided into 100 million chunks, called satoshis, which are equivalent to pennies to $1. Because you don't have to supply any personal information to create a cryptocurrency wallet, it's just an account number. And because you don't have to submit any personal information to create a wallet, your identity is not linked to it like it is the case with a bank account. Most crucially though, any cryptocurrency housed in your personal wallet is held directly by you rather than being held by a bank like ordinary money in a bank account. This means that no one can shut down or block your cryptocurrency wallet because you have complete control over it at all times. Now, the trade-off here is that if you lose access to your cryptocurrency wallet or forget to write down the recovery phrase you receive when you create one, unfortunately you will lose your cryptocurrency forever. Instead of banks and governments keeping track of everyone's bills and banks' account balances, these records are stored across all computers connected to a cryptocurrency network. These transaction and account balances are public and can be viewed by anyone using something called Blockchain Explorer. And we will be looking at what is blockchain shortly. And because computers can earn cryptocurrency for processing transactions on a cryptocurrency network, as a result, more computers will join the network to process transactions and earn Bitcoin, ensuring an enhanced security of the network. While you've most likely heard of Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, there are thousands of other cryptocurrencies, just as there are hundreds of different regular currencies. The crazy thing here is that each cryptocurrency is unique, and not all of them are designed to be used for everyday transactions. In general, there are two types of cryptocurrencies: coins and tokens. Well, coins belong to cryptocurrency networks that were built from the ground up, which means that someone spent a significant amount of time and money as well as effort putting together the code and the foundation necessary to create a secure and reliable cryptocurrency network. Because cryptocurrency networks are so difficult to found or build from scratch, only a few dozen cryptocurrencies are actually coins, while the remaining are cryptocurrency tokens. For example, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency coin because the Bitcoin network was built from the ground up, and Bitcoin is given to the computers that process transactions for the Bitcoin network. Unlike cryptocurrency coins, crypto tokens are simple to manufacture and can frequently be created in a matter of minutes, with little to no work at all, which is why there are tens of thousands of them out there. The NFTs you've been hearing about lately are cryptocurrency tokens that operate as digital certificates of ownership for both physical and digital art. A corporation called Circle, for example, produces a cryptocurrency token called USDC. USDC is entirely backed by real US dollars, which means that there is $1 US in the bank for every USDC in circulation. You can create USDC by paying them your dollars and then redeeming them for USDC. Another corporation has a cryptocurrency token called PaxG. Each PaxG token is backed by 1 troy ounce of gold held in a vault in the UK. And PaxG tokens can be exchanged for real gold or US dollars. The most crucial thing to keep in mind with cryptocurrency tokens, however, is that many of them are simply scams. This is partly due to the ease with which Bitcoin tokens can be created. All a scammer needs to do is to establish a token, set up a pretty website, buy a few ads on social media here and there, and get a few news outlets to cover their coin. And they can make a killing off crypto noobs who invest in his or her fake crypto. One important thing to add is that most other cryptocurrencies are highly correlated to Bitcoin, meaning their prices are reliant on what Bitcoin does. If it goes up, they all go up. If it goes down, you guessed it, they go down as well. Now, you might be asking, how are cryptocurrencies made? Or if you were to ask this question in a bit more technical way, how cryptocurrencies are mined? Let's use Bitcoin as an example. Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer network, which implies that everyone who uses Bitcoin is a tiny percentage of the Bitcoin blockchain itself. However, where do Bitcoins originate from in the first place? Well, with paper money, it is the government that decides when to print and distribute money. Bitcoin does not have a central government, or a central bank for that matter. With Bitcoin miners, I will explain who miners are in a minute. These miners use special softwares and strong computers to solve math problems and issued a certain number of Bitcoins in exchange for their service. This provides a smart way to issue the currency and also create an incentive for more people to mine. And since miners are required to approve Bitcoin transactions, more miners means a more secure network. In the early days, Bitcoin miners solved these problems with processors in their computers. Soon, miners discovered that graphic cards used for gaming were much better suited for this kind of working. Graphic cards are faster, they use more electricity and generate a lot of heat, however. The first commercial Bitcoin mining products include chips that were programmed for mining Bitcoin. These chips were faster but still power hungry. And here where the ASIC comes in play, or Application Specific Integrated Circuit. These chips are designed specifically for Bitcoin mining. ASIC technology has made Bitcoin mining even faster by using even less power. As popularity of Bitcoins increases, more miners join the network, making it more difficult for individuals to solve those math problems. Mining is an important and integral part of Bitcoin that ensures fairness while keeping the Bitcoin network stable, safe, and secure. Now that we have a basic understanding of crypto, let's talk about blockchain. The blockchain, as the name implies, is a chain of blocks containing information. This approach was first published in 1991 by a group of researchers and was meant to timestamp digital documents so that they could not be backdated or tampered with. However, it remained mostly unutilized until 2009, when it was adapted by someone or some entity who goes by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto to establish digital cryptocurrency Bitcoin. A blockchain is a distributed ledger that is completely available to anyone. The blockchain has, among others, one unique feature. Once information has been recorded inside the blockchain, it becomes almost impossible to modify or change it. So, how does it work? This is a cube. Let's name it a block to make things easier to understand. Each block contains data as well as the block's hash and the previous block's hash. The data that is contained within a block is determined by the blockchain type. The Bitcoin blockchain, for instance, stores the details about the transaction in here, such as the sender, the receiver, and the number of coins, etc. A block also has a hash. You may think of a hash as a block's unique fingerprint. It authenticates a block and all of its contents, just like a fingerprint. Once a block is created, its hash is automatically generated. Any changes or modifications within the block will cause the hash to change. So in other words, these hashes are very useful when it comes to detecting changes to the block. If for any reason a fingerprint of block is changed, it no longer is the same block. Now, the third element inside each block is the hash of the previous block. Now, this effectively creates a chain of blocks, and it's unique, and it is this technique that makes the blockchain extremely secure. Let's take an example. As you can see in front of you right now, each block has a hash and the hash of the previous block. So block number 3 points to block number 2 and number 2 points to number 1 and so on. Now the very first block is quite special because it cannot point to any previous block as it is the first block ever created. This block is referred to as the Genesis block. Now let's say that a hacker tries to tamper with the second block. This causes the hash of the block to change as well. That in turn will render the block number 3 and the following blocks invalid because they no longer store a valid hash of the previous block. So any modification on a single block will result in the following blocks becoming invalid.